watching on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel, like the video, drop your comments down below, share it with anyone that you think might be interested. We're seeing more and more engagement with the episodes and clips that are going up on YouTube. So yeah, please make sure to continue all of that engagement if you can. And for those listening on Spotify, Apple, or any of the other podcasting platforms, please follow, give us a 5-star review. All of that stuff helps with the algorithms and helps grow the podcast. So yeah, really appreciate it if you do that. Let's go on to the preview section now. We've obviously got game week 9 in the Premier League. Arsenal against Liverpool, massive game. West Ham against United. And then also we've got Carabao Cup, round 4. Man U at home to Leicester. Arsenal against Preston North End. The invincible derby. So anyway, let's get into Man United West Ham first. That's the first one. I think we're both on Sunday, but I think we're a 2 p.m. kickoff or 2:30, and you're the late kickoff. So we'll start with West Ham United. I'll go first with my predictions and my preview. I have so many bad memories of this fixture. I can literally remember it. I think we were on the train into London one time, watching bloody Kudus score and do his bloody stupid celebration. I can remember another time when Ben Rama P-rolled one in and De Gea kind of fumbled it in with his biscuit wrists, and we lost that 1-0. So yeah, there's just too many negative results away at that stadium against West Ham for me to remember in recent times, for me to feel super confident. The only hope I have is West Ham look pretty shy. And Kudus is suspended because he slapped about 5 guys in the Tottenham game, and he's probably their best player. So I'm just hoping and praying that someone on their side doesn't step up and they continue their poor form into this, and our front three continue their positive form from that second half against Brentford. And I think if that is the case, I think we can get the dub. So it's such a tricky one because I've just laid out about 3 or 4 variables there for us to get the win. But I'm going to try and be positive because I realised looking back at my predictions last week, I didn't predict one Man United win. So I've got to predict something positive. So I'm going to go for United to win 2-1. I'm not naive enough to think that we will get a clean sheet because even when our defence plays semi-decently, we still concede goals. So I'm going to say 2-1 Man United, but I think it'll be a tricky one. But I'm going to bank that a Kudus-less West Ham is not going to be that good, and we can reverse some of our negative results at the London Stadium. What about you, John? Do you think we'll get the win? What's your prediction?
Yeah, I actually do think you'll get the win. I think West Ham have been so poor, and you guys will now be coming off of a better performance, that you should be able to do something against them, right? And I think what was it, the stat that literally Lopetegui and Ten Hag are the 2 managers that are favourites to get sacked next, and I think it just goes to show that Lopetegui must be doing real stinky to be in that conversation. I think I'm going to go for the same score, actually. I think Man United will win 2-1. I think they will probably score first, though, because they've still got something about them, and it feels like you guys are maybe better on the comeback, jolt you out of bad form, get you guys to wake up a little bit, and then you kind of turn it on and win. So I'll go for a 2-1 as well.
Yeah, I don't know. It just feels like that. I feel like I can't predict us winning by 2 clear goals in any game at the moment, and I can't predict us getting clean sheets. So I think 2-1 is probably a no-brainer, to be honest. But that doesn't really help me with my prediction. So thanks for that. Let's go on to the Arsenal-Liverpool game then. Big game of the weekend, top 6 clash. A lot of banter going between Arsenal and Liverpool fans recently. Obviously, they were the big challengers to Man City in previous seasons. You guys have kind of taken that baton over the last couple of seasons. So it's a big one. I think it's quite crucial as well from your title hopes perspective as well, because they're 4 points clear at the moment. If they win, that gap becomes 7. Even though it's super early days, that's not great. So it's probably a really important one from your perspective, more so than them. But I'm going to start with you, John. So what do you think the game is going to be like? What's your prediction and your preview for it?
1-1. I think Arsenal. I mean, I'm not going to predict that we lose, but I mean, I can see us losing, and I just don't see us winning. So I'm kind of stuck as an Arsenal fan. I'm not going to predict us losing to Liverpool, but I don't predict us. I can't see us winning it. So I'm just going to go for a 1-1 draw. I think it's going to be a real cagey one, and they're probably going to have the better of the opportunities, and we will sneak a little draw because we're playing like absolute crap.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about this is, it's pretty key if Saka's playing, to be honest. If Saka plays, I think you've got a real good shot to get the win and give it a proper go. Not only for the fact he obviously is one of your key players, but without him in the team, you lose like 50% of your set-piece threat because he's, him and Declan Rice, your two main set-piece takers from corners and free kicks when they're out wide left and wide right. When he's out, you don't quite have that left footer, especially with Odegaard also out, to be able to swing those crosses in for the right angles. So I think it's pretty key on Saka, and I do think he will play. I think he'll be back in time for this game. I know you were pretty positive about him being back for the last game, but he wasn't.
They rope-a-doped me, yeah.
But I do think... Yeah, they tricked you into it. I remember you telling me that you read somewhere online or something that it was highly likely he was going to play. But yeah, I wouldn't follow those guys too much more going forward because he obviously didn't. But I do think he'll be back for this one, and I do think that is going to be the deciding factor in this game. And because of that, I'm going to go for Arsenal to win 3-2. I think it's going to be a humdinger. I think goals will be flying in both sides. I think you losing Saliba is going to take away some of your defensive solidity, and I think Liverpool. I think you're similar to the Arsenal City game. I think you're going to go for them a bit, and you're going to surprise them, right? Because I think in that City game, everyone was expecting you to do your Bolton type thing and be more defensively solid, and you actually went for them in that second part of the first half, and took them by surprise. And I think this Liverpool, this Arne Slot Liverpool, is quite similar in some ways to City and a possession heavy team. So I think you're going to go for them and catch them off guard. So I'm going to go for Arsenal to win 3-2. All right, let's go to the Carabao Cup. We'll breeze through this part quickly. United Leicester. I don't know what team we're going to play. I don't rate Leicester though. I think they're rubbish. And so I think we're going to win 3-1. Because I think we're just generally better in cups anyway. So yeah, I think they'll give us a bit of a scare at some point, and they'll definitely score. But I think we've got just about enough to win that one quite convincingly. It's probably only the Carabao Cup that I can convincingly and realistically predict the two goal margin for us to win. So I'm going to go 3-1. What do you think for that United Leicester game?
If they draw, it goes to penalties, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to go for Man United win on penalties. I think it'll be 1-1 after full time, and then you'll win it on penalties.
Wow. All right. You think we're that rubbish? All right. Let's go for Preston.
I don't think you're that rubbish.
Arsenal.
I just think Leicester are way better than you're trying to say that they are.
No, of course you're going to say that after you just about scraped them. But I'm sticking with my...
doesn't that show you that they're not that rubbish if we have to scrape them? Or maybe it just shows that we absolutely stink. Who knows?
No, well, I don't think you stink, but I think you kind of fumbled that game more than they deserve too much credit for it. But let's get into the Preston game then. Battle of the Invincibles, the real ones against you lot. What do you think the score is going to be in this one?
3-0 Arsenal win.
Man combated that little dig with just a convincing 3-0 win. I don't actually know anything about Preston at the moment as a team, so it's going to be completely disingenuous for me to say anything in terms of like a prediction or like proper analysis. So I'm going to go Arsenal to win 3-1. I do think they'll score. But I do think
it's hilarious now that you've literally gone from trying to say. I remember you questioned me when I was trying to say that we'll let a goal in, and you're trying to say, "Oh, we've got one of the best defenses in the league," and now you're saying that we're going to bloody concede to Preston North End.
No, but do you remember? Do you remember the last Carabao game? You had someone rubbish as well. No, you had someone rubbish in the last Carabao game, and you conceded as well. And I predicted.
We paid the kids.
I've been predicting clean sheets constantly, and you've been bloody conceding goals. So I've got a flip flop at some point, and it's your fault. You haven't been getting enough clean sheets for me to stay strong on that. So I'm going to go 3-1 Preston. Come on, the Prestonians, or whatever your nickname is. The scoreboard update still stinks. I've got 10. You've got 21. We both only got one correct score on our last week predictions. We've obviously got the Fenerbahce United game that's happening. That hasn't happened yet. That we, hopefully I'm praying that we're going to get some points for me on that side. Although I think I predicted a Fenerbahce win, right? So hopefully for my team's sake, I continue to flounder on the prediction table. But at the moment, yeah, you've got 21, I've got 10. We will not be doing this again next season in this current
it's a long
situation.
season, mate.
But anyway, yeah, it's a long season.